For Joomla support, call 877-547-3347. Again, that number is 877-547-3347. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Jumi to effectively add content such as PHP, HTML, JavaScript, module positions, articles, category sections, that sort of thing into your website so that you can create fancy fly-ins, menus, different kinds of content that has to do with adding custom code. For instance, this fly-in, welcome to Barclay Auctions. We'll be using my auction website here to demonstrate a few areas where you can enhance your site by bringing in code from websites such as JavaScript kit, which we'll be using as a demonstration with this fly-in method that I've shown here. You can get really creative with this. You can bring in menus, you can bring in galleries, all sorts of things that require custom code that you otherwise wouldn't be able to put into your WYSIWYG. So after you've installed this, you can go to your extensions and install. If you haven't got the package, you can go to Joomla and you can search for Jumi. It's a really popular component. It's all in one package, so when you install it into your 1.5 native or your 1.0, I'm not quite sure about 1.0, but with 1.5 it's just one install and everything is already in place and ready to use. So what we've done here is we've grabbed script from JavaScript kit, the fly-in that you've seen with on our homepage here. And we've installed the Jumi kit, and so what I'm going to first show you is how I implemented this as a module in this user position 1, as you can see right here with the welcome to Barclay Auctions. This would be my user positioning 1 in my modules section. So under extensions, I go into my module manager, and under my module manager you can see here I have the welcome to Barclay Auctions. Positioning of this is going to be in user 1. I've created a title. I've taken the show title out because I don't want it to be enabled, but I do want the component to be enabled or the module to be enabled, so I have this here. I only want the fly-in to show up on my home page, so I've gone to select menu items from the list and I've implemented it in this section here. So what I'm looking at here is the script that I've implemented from the script site JavaScript kit. So I've taken the script here and I've copied and pasted it over into this section here, so that what's going to happen is when you refresh your home page, you'll see it show up in your positioning that you've allocated it to. So what I've done is I've clicked save, and now I'm going to go into my cache, because some of my websites, most of them, have a cache enabled to increase the speed of the site. So what will happen sometimes is you'll make a change and it won't show up on your home page. For instance, this didn't when I first did it, so I'm just giving you an example to delete your cache. Now when you go into your home page, you'll find that your fly-in will work. You could do any sort of JavaScript that you want, any sort of DHTML, HTML, certain codes like that. You can also implement this as a whole page. So if I wanted to take this code from my extension section here and take this in from the modules and grab this code out, so I'm just going to grab it out here and I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it into a Jumi components content section. Up here I'm going to go ahead and create new, and here I'm just going to say test fly-in for YouTube for video users. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to paste that code in here. Then I'm going to go ahead and click save, and what's going to happen now is I'm going to go into my menus section and I'm going to create a link to my home page. By clicking new up here in the right hand corner, I'm creating a new link, and then I'm going to click on Jumi down here in the section. If you haven't found it yet, I'm going through this as fast as I possibly can so that I can get a 10-minute video uploaded, or try to keep it under 10 minutes. So I'm going to say test here fly-in JavaScript for video users. It's kind of a long title, but it's just to drive a point home. I'm going to go ahead and click up here under File, and I'm going to say Test Fly-in for video users. That was the content page we made under the components section where we pasted in the JavaScript. You can do all sorts of things, forms, you can just let your imagination go wild. Now what's happening here on my home page is when I click home, this link isn't showing up down here at the bottom. And the reason that is because my pages are caching. So if your pages are caching, you're going to run into the same problem like I said before. But this gives you a first-hand example of when you go into clean cache under tools, you select all and you click delete, you're going to see that your changes are being updated on your website. If you're making a bunch of changes throughout the day, just go into your site global configurations and delete out your cache. Turn it off for the day is what I mean. Just turn it off, because you'll find that this will happen a lot where you won't see these changes that you've made, and then you just get baffled like, why isn't this changing? So here's the test fly-in JavaScript. As you can see, it shows up as a whole page. So if I was to change that welcome to Barclay Auctions to a huge fly-in news article or something like that, this would let you do that. Whereas if I were just to put this into a regular WYSIWYG, you're not going to be able to upload that kind of JavaScript into a component section, or into a content section, excuse me. It just doesn't work. So basically that's the Jumi system for you. Again, you can get that at the Joomla extensions. If you're looking for different JavaScript, different kind of codes and stuff, you can go to JavaScript Kit, Dynamic Drive, different websites like that. Just search in free JavaScript under the internet, because Google or Yahoo or MSN or Ask or something like that, they'll give you all sorts of leads to different free JavaScript, fancy fly-ins, different snow falling, things like that that you might want on your page. So if you're not wanting to do, this custom code and go into the back end of the whole system and pull files and add, sections that way, Jumi gives you a really easy fix for this kind of a situation. For instance, you can take a look here. I mean, this has a great review on it. These people, they've really thought out this component well, and it's free. That's the nice thing about it. It's under the GPL license. It's non-commercial. So, visit their website, look at their content, kind of see what they're about. But if you're not using Jumi on your website, I suggest installing it, because at one point you're going to need some sort of custom form. If you create it on your own and you want to put it in there, like I just use Jumi. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. So that's basically the Jumi in a nutshell. Thank you for listening. Again, if you need support, 877-547-3347. 877-547-3347. My name is Brandon Barclay, and again, I thank you for listening.